Welcome to our Fall 2021 preview, where we'll be briefly going over some of the most highly anticipated shows of the season. If we're being honest, the summer 2021 season of anime was pretty disappointing. Arguably the most hyped new show of the season, The Detective Is Already Dead, turned out to be a complete and utter disaster, leaving the season to be carried largely by its sequels. Even still, the season failed to live up to what the winter and spring seasons had laid down before it. That being said, Fall 2021 is already shaping up to be a season the likes of those earlier this year. With sequels for some of the biggest shows of prior seasons, the season already has a solid baseline of anime, and that's not to mention the highly anticipated manga adaptations and original anime works. This season truly has an anime to suit everyone's taste, whether it be war dramas, an actual good isekai, slice of life, comedy horror, or even the ultimate ecchi. Without wasting any more of your time, let's take a look at some of this season's anime that we think are worth checking out. First, let's get the sequels out of the way. This season is bringing us the second season of 86, the first season of which aired during the 2021 spring season. In the world of 86, a group of people deemed not human, the 86, are forced by the silver-haired Alba to pilot totally unmanned drones to combat the Legion, an army of AI battle mechs hell-bent on destroying San Magnolia. The story follows Vladilena and her command of the 86-man Spearhead Squadron in their brutal and hopeless fight on the front lines against the Legion. All the while, she fights her own hopeless battle for the rights of the 86 on the home front. 86 as an anime has already shown us incredible production value during its first season. The direction style has done a fantastic job portraying the contrast between the ornate lives of the Alba and the horrors of war experienced by the 86 in the front lines. And this experience is made even better with music by Hiroyuki Sawano, the same musical director from Attack on Titan. And to top it all off, the show and light novels have a really fleshed out military technology aspect for those who are into that kind of stuff. If you've already seen the first season, I can say now that that's only just a prologue for all the things to come. In the second season, we'll be introduced to new characters, including the obligatory well-spoken Lolly, as well as some new mech types and a new faction to fight for. Hopefully, we'll also get some more fluidly animated fight scenes, and more garter belts never hurt anyone either. Asado agrees. With that, the next sequel this season is none other than Jobless Reincarnation. The grandfather of isekai, Jobless Reincarnation follows a repulsive NEET's rebirth into an other world full of magic and different races. Though at heart similar to most of the isekai, Jobless does an amazing job of capturing the feeling of exploring a new world while also giving us a cast of lovable characters. While there was some controversy surrounding some of the more problematic aspects of the show, I still found it very enjoyable. Animation-wise, the show looks phenomenal, mostly thanks to White Fox creating a new studio composed of veteran animators with the sole purpose of adapting the show. Jobless Reincarnation's detailed animations and great sound design contribute to the feeling of being immersed in a magical world. Of all recent isekai, I feel that this one best conveys the adventure and grandeur of its fantasy setting. Even though we follow Rudius from his birth into this new world, all the way to the age of 10, never does the plot feel rushed. Everything feels like it flows naturally, whether it be Rudius' learning magic or him just growing through his childhood in general. It also succeeds on more intimate levels, creating great relationships and interactions between all the eccentric characters we meet. And it manages to do all of this in just 11 episodes. With the new Demon Continent to further explore in the second season, and already proven high production value, Jobless Reincarnation is truly not something to be missed this season. We're even lucky enough to be receiving 12 episodes this season as opposed to 11 of the first. Do I even need to mention this show? Demon Slayer took the world by storm over the last 2 years, and now it's so damn prolific you can't even walk through Times Square without people trying to sell you bootleg merchandise. Its movie Mugen Train receives screenings all across America, which is something even the Evangelion rebuilds couldn't do. Although it has an arguably mediocre plot, the show is carried by Ufotable's absolutely stunning animation, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this water animation makes me cream my jeans on the spot. With the plot for the movie seeing improvement over the first season, we can be hopeful that the second season also sees even more improvement. Whatever the case, I'm sure Demon Slayer's second season will only boost its popularity, and if you enjoy shonen anime, it's an obligatory watch. While on the topic of manga adaptations, Komi Can't Communicate is one of the most popular manga series, and arguably the most highly anticipated new anime of the season. The story starts just like any other slice of life, following just your average guy, Tadano, on his journey through high school. At the front door of his school, Tadano tries his luck with a girl named Komi. Unfortunately for him, it seems like his luck with girls won't change, as she appears to give him the cold shoulder. However, it turns out it's only what the title implies. Komi just has a lot of trouble talking with people. Similarly to Shoko from A Silent Voice, Komi has to write things down to communicate with people, meaning if you like Shoko's cute moments, you'll probably love Komi as well. The manga is a wonderful mix of moe, comedy, and a gradually paced coming-of-age story, all of which are breaths of fresh air in a season full of drama and fighting. With the bar being set high by manga readers, only time will tell if this adaptation lives up to the hype. With that being said, let's all join Tadano as he tries to help Komi collect 100 friends. While we're talking about slice of life, we can't not mention Blue Period. Blue Period follows Yatora Yaguchi and is yearning to finally do something he finds joy in. He finds this joy in the art of painting, so much so that he decides he wants to try and do it for a living. Along the way, he encounters many obstacles, including his parents' desires and even the depth of art itself. Blue Period is a coming-of-age story with a set of characters that many find surprisingly easy to connect with. Grounded and realistic, the manga follows the life of an art student from the very beginning, all the while explaining the meaning of art as a whole. People who read the manga find a lot of the relationships and interactions very relatable, especially those also looking to chase their dreams. On more of a side note, it's refreshing to see anime about art get adapted, as they're relatively few and far in between. However, with rumors circulating of production issues akin to those that MAPPA faced with Attack on Titan's 4th season, only time will tell if this will be an adaptation that lives up to the manga. I'll personally be looking forward to see how this anime plays out. And just in case you didn't catch the reference in the title, it refers to Picasso's Blue Period. The more you know. In the next show, we explore another form of art, music. Being produced by both Madhouse and MAPPA, Takt Op Destiny is giving us what sounds like the Fate series but with pieces of music instead of people of legend. Okay, maybe not exactly. An anime original, Destiny presents us with a world in the year 2047 where music is banned by monsters called D2. Luckily, there are women that resist the D2 called Music Art who utilize the power of musical scores. These women are led by the conductor, and this story follows the conductor Takt and the music art Unmei in their journey across the ruins of America to reach the paradise known as the Bronx. An assortment of girls with different abilities all led by a commander of sorts? This is sounding an awful lot like a gacha game. Well, that's because it is. Takt Op is a mixed media project which includes a mobile game produced by a company literally called Game Studio Corporation. Gacha game anime can go either one of two ways, but this is different in that the game isn't coming before the anime, they're instead being made in tandem. Despite that, I still have high hopes for the series, especially with big names like Madhouse and MAPPA producing it. And besides, the premise does admittedly sound pretty interesting, and more music-based anime are always welcome. Now, horror and comedy are two genres that don't often mix. Sometimes horror can be comedic, but it's not often that both comedy and horror are the main elements of a story. Meiruko-Chan is a story which uses both horror and comedy at the same time. Meiruko-Chan is the story of a high school girl named Meiruko who has an unfortunate power. She can see ghosts, and not the Casper types either, but the sleep paralysis, demon, shit your pants type ghosts. Going through her daily life, she randomly encounters these ghosts, but no one else can see them. Thankfully though, the ghosts can't hurt her or anyone else unless Meiruko acknowledges them. In order to survive and protect her friends, Meiruko must keep her cool while various spirits attempt to make her crack. The comedy in this story comes from the strange situations Meiruko finds herself in because of her secret. Now, the ghosts in the manga were really well drawn, and all of them were unsettling if not horrifying. Seeing these entities given new life through animation is something to look forward to. Now, while some people don't enjoy horror because it doesn't actually scare them, Meiruko-Chan doesn't need to scare you to be entertaining. Meiruko-Chan uses horror as a vessel for comedy, but that doesn't mean it won't scare as well. As far as the isekai genre goes, Faraway Paladins' premise appears to be nothing groundbreaking. Our main character is unsatisfied with his original life, so he hopes to find a more meaningful existence in a new world. The light novel which this anime is based on was well received with a fairly high score on Mal, and its critical reception inspires high hopes for the thought-provoking story. Now, if you aren't particularly interested in isekai, this show may still have something to offer. The show plans to tackle existentialism while utilizing a fantasy setting as its medium. The anime looks to also have the talent required to make an atmosphere for such a theme. With musical staff from the likes of Kizumonogatari, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, and Vivi, the soundtrack will probably be top tier. However, on the downside, this studio isn't known for creating the best of adaptations, so it's certainly possible that a good light novel could be ruined by the studio. Also, apparently the author of ReZero gave a congratulations to the author of Faraway Paladins. Take that as you will, but it could be a good sign for the quality of the narrative. Now that's enough of the actual good sounding shows this season. It's time to look at some trash. I'm gonna leave this one up to our in-house harem and degeneracy specialist.
What's good? My brain may not be able to understand all those smart people shows, but if there's one thing that can get my brain going at full mast, it's a big, juicy plot. To start, there's World's End Harem. I've passed this one by many times in the bookstore, but after finally deciding to pick it up, I can say it's definitely worth looking into. World's End Harem has one of the most original concepts for a simple ecchi harem show I've seen in a while. Let me give you the rundown. Mizuhara Ritaro is a medical student living in a modern utopia where everything is handled by AI, so humans are free to do whatever they want. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Mizuhara has been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and is being put in cryosleep for 5 years to wait for an AI to develop a cure. He awakens from cryosleep to the most horrifying reality any man could conceive. The world's population has been halved by a virus that only kills men, the male killer virus, or McVirus, if you will. His MS treatment has miraculously left him immune to the McVirus, so he has no choice but to breed with as many women as he can to keep the human race alive. Mizuhara decides to put off his sentence to death by snoo for a month to search for his lover/childhood friend that disappeared 3 years before he woke up. There's something fishy about the origins of the McVirus, and his friend's disappearance definitely has something to do with it. And now, for the dishonorable mentions. Ganbare Doki-chan is your average short fetish anime that stands among the likes of I Tried Asking While Kowtowing and I Want You to Make a Disgusted Face and Show Me Your Underwear. But it is of a higher standard, coming from the creator of the critically acclaimed Miru Tights, my boy Yo. With only 6 minutes per episode and the allure of office ladies, it's really hard to go wrong with this one. Finally, we have Can I Make Your Ears Happy in 180 seconds. As you may be able to guess from the title, this is the long-awaited ASMR anime. This anime can either turn out half decent or absolutely horrible, with no in-between. But for those who turn the VTubers to have anime girls whisper sweet nothings into your ears, this could be a viable alternative. So, will this season reach and surpass the likes of the winter and spring 2021 seasons, or will it be just another season of anime? Don't worry, we'll keep you up to date with reviews of this season's anime, so make sure to subscribe and let us know which anime you're most excited for down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.